Happy Friday, y'all. Yeah, man. Going out, we're going to end this week on a bang, bang boogie. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to do a little regurgitating, but we're going to do it from the stand on the media point of view this morning. We're going to do that with this one this morning. Let me delete a few things real quick. Different perspective, but I think us all in this space is pretty much on the same page when it comes to this shit, man. Just different looks, different views. Yeah. Wait a minute. Okay. I believe that's what it said, right? I already got it, so I can repost it if I need to. Let me see, let me make sure. A lot of moving parts this morning, man. I had to get my UFC in. I see my guy Disgraced TV drop something, so we're gonna try to get to that too. But we need to highlight this, you know what I'm talking about? I see somebody in the chat already, man. I ain't there yet. Give me 1 second. I can see it though. I'm trying to find it on my phone. I can see the comments in real time like that. Yeah, there we go. Jonas! What up? Jonas! D-Twins, my guy in the building. Oh, I gotta vote. Absolutely. Crooked cops, 100%. We can't dodge that. We can't neglect that. Let's not act like we don't see that. Let's stop acting like we don't see that, because they sure are not worried about acting like straight busters. Yeah, man. Hey, but we got to start it off right this morning, right? Hey. Tipping. Niggas say I'm tripping. Yeah, they say I'm dripping. Let me get it. Let me. Man, they say Compton Brick Rock got the best intro to the videos. Boy, wait, just give me a minute. I'm gonna tear that ass up. Salute to Compton Brick Rock, though. Yeah! Salute to the whole Stand on the Media team, man, the whole family, man. I know, I'm like, God damn, man, when you gonna get back to the content, man? I will. Got a lot of moving parts going on. You know what I mean? We're gonna let this run back. CS2 back! Hey. It's been real quiet out there for you too on CS2 back. You loving this, huh? We know. And Reggie know what you over there doing too, huh? Yeah, huh? Yeah, you giving them a helping hand. But just know though, Wack, before he go down, he gonna throw your ass under the bus for show. Hey, I mean, look, put 2 rats in a cage, put some cheese in it, and let the fun begin. This is nasty work. That's all I want to say. This is nasty motherfucking work. Yeah. Yeah. Man, this is nasty work. The nastiest of the nastiest. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. The nastiest of the nastiest. You know what I'm talking about? Yee! Jonas! Man, why I can't see that right there, man? What? Too quiet, huh? The twins. Why my phone ain't updating like it's supposed to be updating? You know what I'm saying? What's up with that? Well, I can't see the chat in real time, man. What's going on, man? Welcome to Stand on the Media, man. Salute to the Stand on the Media family out there. Salute to the entire team, the Damu Kiwi Conversations team. Scandalous Los Angeles TV. Salute the Scandalous Los Angeles TV. For sure. That's a for sure for. Let's move those about the way, though. Let's move some things around. Yeah, man. I hope everybody's having a great morning, by the way. You know it's tough, man. You know it's hard when you gotta alleged. Everything's alleged here, of course, because we don't have any convictions yet. They're coming, but alleged. It's hard to make it in a world when you got serial killers with badges. God dang. You know, if he didn't have that badge, I think people would be looking at dude like he was the serial killer over here, right? You know, what is being alleged is nasty. You know what's funny, though? Well, you have 1 minute. Oh, okay. I'll message you back there, Sugarfoot. You know, when all this shit happened back in the day, man, I hate to admit it, but when you think back about it, especially if you lived there and you think back, a lot of people that was in my circle, they had it right. They really had it right. I remember, man, I'm going to say my pops, right? My pops, we recently was talking about this, but I've always remembered he was very consistent on what he thought would happen. And I remember him saying, the moment that Tupac was going to leave and take his independence with him, they was going to take him out. 100% was going to take him out. And I remember at the time being naive and saying, nah, man, I don't think they would do that. No, I don't think they would do that. And that's exactly what they did. So we got to get a credit where the credit is due. Jimmy Iovine, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. They all made sure that happened. Cold game. It's a cold game. But then, you know what's even colder, though? I do know Snoop Dogg encountered some things that if you was in his shoes, I don't know. Because he encounters, Dr. Dre for sure encountered some things. But was it worth going all the way through to take out two monumental pieces to help take out? Let me clean that up. To help take out two monumental pieces in hip hop and to black culture, to African American culture. Was it worth helping? I'd say this. This whole shit is disgusting. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Reg? What it do? This whole thing is disgusting. But at the helm of it, we have a disgraced police officer, right? Who some would say was alleged now a serial killer. He was just terrorizing and killing shit left and right. And as soon as he allegedly caught a body, he found someone to put it on. But you can't get away with it as blatant as he has done without some help from the higher ups. And that's why I love Scandalous Los Angeles TV and his videos, because he breaks that down to the T. Does all the heavy lifting for you. You don't really have to do a lot of heavy lifting when you're watching his videos. You just got to sit back and watch the videos and listen, pay attention. But when you speak truth to power, this is what they do. They hit you with copyright strikes, copyright takedowns. I can't remember, but I think this is like his third page that he is on. This is what I understand, everything. I got to be careful how I say this, right? Sometimes you just got to sit back and watch the strategic moves that are being played and being in the moves that are being made by the certain players. Because when he told me about his first page, that had my blood boiling personally. Because it's like, people who don't do YouTube, you don't understand how much it goes into doing this. It's a lot of time, a lot of effort, it's a lot of work that goes into running a YouTube channel that's successful. And my channel ain't even half of his, right? And every time they knock him down, he comes right back. And I can respect that. And I hope that hunger doesn't go away no time soon, because he is dead on the target, dead on the mark. And that's why they are doing this. This is not just a slap in the face. This is he knows what is really going on and what happened. And we got to prevent that from getting out there. We got to silence him. We got to silence Deuce Sims and Yaya. Deuce Sims got slapped with a copyright strike. A few takedown notices on videos he got hit with. And like Scandalous Los Angeles says in his post, I don't call you pork butt. In my videos, I don't do any of that. I just do my content. But even if he did, Reggie has said way worse to multiple people. Where there is smoke, there is fire, and definitely there is fire with all of these characters that are closely connected. Wack, Reggie, Jimmy Iovine, anybody that they bring on a platform, anybody. I don't trust no one. Anybody that goes and does an interview with them on their platform, promotes them, supports them, anything of that nature. Y'all part of that agenda over there. What did Deuce call them? The small hats? I know a lot of y'all heard this video last night. I watched it, and then I went to Deuce Sims Live and rewatched it again. And then I said I wanted to get up this morning and rerun it again. But from my perspective and what I drew from it when I watched it, and this is about my fourth time watching it. But it's worth watching over and over and over. Because if you want to know what really happened, if you want to know exactly what happened, this is the video that you watch. If you want to know what happened with Pac, what happened with Big, and any of this whole saga shit, this is the video that you want to watch. Because it all starts with the orca. And it will end with the orca. See, God, Reggie has been beating your ass every step of the way. I know you told Suge you getting better, but I don't believe it. And I don't, I wish whatever God has in store for you. But you will not be able to silence this wave. You need to get real comfortable with the mindset. Go lock yourself in the closet, turn off that light. Get as comfortable as you can. Because that's what your fate will be if you don't leave here first. Dare I say the word that I know I can't say. Because you seem like that type of guy that would do that too. Respectfully. You were nothing but a cancer to our community. You and your father. Yup. You and him. A cancer. Y'all destroyed hip-hop. You played God and helped take two men, multiple on your account alone. But I'm just gonna stay focused on Pac and Big for right now. You played God and took them men away to help push a deeper agenda against our people. That's why I say you are nothing but a cancer. I don't think people fully understand if you didn't live in Los Angeles around that time. I don't think you really understand what I'm saying to you. These dudes was out here torturing the neighborhoods. Oh yeah. But I know we don't need to hear me give a speech about something that we already know. But again, they hit Scandalous with a copyright strike. They hit Deuce with a copyright strike last night. They're not doing that just to slap them a little bit. They're not doing that to be funny. They're trying to silence the truth. They don't want the truth to get out. It's already out, y'all. And every time y'all do that, the more guilty you gonna look. So again, get you a closet, turn that light out, get real comfortable with it. Unless you do, the other thing. You dig what I'm saying? Salute to everybody in the chat. My chat on my phone is moving slow. So I can't see everything that's rolling in. It's different on my computer than it is on my phone. D-Twin salute. I don't know who that is. Never seen him before, man. Salute to you, though. New to the chat, guy. Salute to you. Can't say your name. Jesus peace. Jesus peace. My bad. God damn. Eyes are bad. I got to put my glasses on. But nevertheless, man, I just wanted to show the post of Scandalous Los Angeles TV this morning. That's what he posted right there this morning. I hope y'all can read it. You see, will it let me click so you can see more? Let's see. See if that works. See if it'll let y'all see it all like I see it on my end. I'm not even going to try to read it. My eyes are bad. Hold on. Or maybe I can do it like this. Hold on. Maybe I'll just do it like this. I'm going to go to the post. I'm going to read what he said, man. But good morning, everybody, man. How everybody doing, man? Yeah, that dude, man, that dude there. There's a cold piece of work. Here, go right here. This is crazy. So Scandalous says this. He says, "See, Reggie, a while ago, after we spoke to you, you told us that we can tap at you. Just keep it respectful. I've done just that. I don't call you pork butt in my videos or make up any new names for you. I called you Refrigerator, Reggie, and Notorious B.I.G. But that was only because you said I was Deuce's girlfriend. I mean, hey, it was good for the goose, good for the gander. Now I see you've resulted to sicking that skinhead John Halen on me again, trying to take my channel and all my hard work like you did to Suge. That's what they do. No matter what it is, you always have to show how underhanded you are. Just wait though, Reg, because you did this. You couldn't just sit your fat funky ass on the couch and get old. That's a fact. You had to come online and be a bully. You had to come online and be the bully the police force taught you and allowed you to be. Facts. You know all the people are going to know the truth about you very, very soon. And remember, you did it. Copyright takedown request received. Crazy, bro. Crazy. Try to silence the truth, but it won't work, though. You can try, but it won't work. Because we're going to keep beating it into your fucking head until you're sitting right next to Simon. And that's a fact. But I want to say, man, salute to everybody that pulled up, man. This live ain't even about me at all. This is about the content for real. If you listened last night, listen again. If you haven't heard this, sit back, relax, and enjoy. But he has videos like this on his page, Scandalous Los Angeles TV, that breaks everything down. Why am I still looking at that though? Let's get to the content.
Welcome back to
Let me know y'all
Los
can hear it.
Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. In part 1, we explored the FBI's new iteration of its counterintelligence program, COINTELPRO, now repackaged under the black identity extremist stigma. We uncovered how the powers that be have sought to prevent the rise of a black messiah, going to extreme lengths to track and control every movement in the black community. Not only did we examine these covert tactics to suppress black empowerment, but we also pinpointed the reasons behind the surveillance and targeting. Today, we're shifting gears to discuss the godfather of CS Tupac's COINTEL cabal.
Twist it on up.
This mystery man is the only one you've ever heard of, who can be both a suspect and an informant in multiple murders. Not only was he a former Compton police officer, but thanks to his association with, he also found himself in the presence of numerous A-list celebrities. This unique combination made him the perfect candidate and camouflage for law enforcement agencies and wealthy elitists seeking to infiltrate, discredit, and/or neutralize potential threats.
Everything is being watched from the basement and controlled from the basement.
What were you doing there?
I was targeting certain individuals.
Bruh.
Reggie Jr. was a police officer. I believe he'll talk about his past, but he started off in the jail and then worked also in Compton. But Reggie Jr., he ended up, and I don't want to tell his story for him, but he ended up having an injury and retiring from the police department. And as you know, he's got a business mind, so he started his security company. And growing up with some very high-profile people like Suge Knight and in that Compton area, he was able to, along the way, connect with them and be the head of security, which is a pretty damn big deal for Death Row Records, and was with them for a period of time, and very well-known guy. I want to give a shout out to his platform, which is Bomb First. He has his t-shirt on right now, and we do have some giveaways later in the day that Gina's going to be in charge of. But if you're not familiar with Bomb First, if you go to YouTube, take a look at it. He's got a very powerful platform. And if you want to know the truth about anything, Reggie Jr. is that guy. And when you see him on his YouTube channel, if you follow him like I do, whenever he's leaning into the camera, click on that video because it'll be something good.
Reggie Wright Jr. became an invaluable asset to those in power, using his position to manipulate and control from behind the scenes, furthering agendas that sought to destroy black success and empowerment. These informants, who gained notoriety only through their connection to Marion Knight, are now fighting to maintain their covert roles, continuing to work behind the scenes while telling stories about death row records. DJ Vladimir Lyubovny makes his federal futon fluffy for these informants as they lie and implicate others in murders to cover up the murders of Tupac Shakur and Christopher Wallace.
So when you hear the theory that Poochie was the shooter, what is your take on it?
Right on.
I had a talk with Greg Kading about this, and I have my notes. So according to Greg Kading, Poochie killed Biggie.
That's the story, I believe.
And Poochie was an associate of Suge?
Whatever the story is that Greg is pushing is what I believe.
Bob James, this is what you do, huh? So, Suge and Poochie killed Piggy. I done heard it all. You and Reg, huh? That's how y'all feeling. Y'all just, y'all scared for Suge to get out, huh? You niggas is cold niggas. Reggie Wright, your ass down there died, nigga. Corona. And you still talking, nigga. Boy, niggas gonna get you for that box shit, though.
So you just heard Reggie and Mob James go on Vlad TV and place the murder of Biggie on Marion Knight. K9 from Swans responded in disbelief, expressing his distaste for the lie snitching that he heard them both do. Because Reggie was upset with K9 for his statements, he decided to go on Clubhouse and lie on him in pure Cointel fashion. Before I play the Cointel Clubhouse recording, I want to read what Reggie said about Suge in this article.
I wasn't under the impression about him being an informant. I just know he has rat things in him. The two things that come to mind when I hear Lloyd speak on those issues is that I know he did do this or can do this. The one thing is when he was doing his time in jail for the probation violation on the state side, he knew he had a 6 months tail on the federal side, and he actually reached out to the U.S. attorney that was handling the matter for his 6-month probation violation and said, y'all been trying to get me to cooperate on David Kenner. I'm willing to do that now because I don't want to go 6 months. I'm ready to get out of here. He had me call the U.S. attorney. I did. The U.S. attorney advised me that, I can't talk to you, Reggie. You're not his attorney of record. I would have to hear from his attorney, which at the time, the attorney handling the federal matter was David Chesnoff out of Las Vegas. So I called David Chesnoff and told him Suge wanted to do the 6 months and cooperate against David Kenner. David Chesnoff told me, I represent tough guys from the mafia. One thing I don't do is represent rats that would do any type of telling. So you tell Suge if that's what he wants to do, then he needs to remove me or I'll remove myself as his attorney of record.
So you see how Reggie went on allhiphop.com and used the attorney David Chesnoff's name to attach rat allegations on Suge. Now listen to him and his protege CS2 Back work together in an attempt to discredit and slander K-Nina using the same lie.
Hey, bring Reggie Wright up, dog. Bring Reggie Wright. He gonna expose the nigga K9's a rat, dog. Reggie Wright is a nigga that ran death row, cut all the checks, all the attorneys. Bring Reggie Wright up. Reg,
he on stage?
Now, Reg, now keep it 100, Reg. Do I know this nigga K9, bro?
All right, so mute the mic for Reg. Mute the mic for him. Nobody else should be talking to him.
Hey, Reg, do I know this nigga K9, bro?
Let me tell the story on K9. Let me just tell the history. Number one, K9 was brought in by me. K9, to my knowledge, ain't never met Suge Knight in life. Why is he telling that? I don't know. K9 was with a homie, Keita Rock, is the one that really spoke up. He spoke up for K9, and Keita Rock liked K9, and he had me sign K9. I'm the one that put K9 on the one song on Death Row he was on. I mean, K9 was a cool dude when he was with me. He just have lately been kind of, mouthing off.
Reg, do I know this nigga, Reg? You know what I come to see.
Hey, only time that I ever know Wack and K9 be around was when we had a little incident at the Flying Museums in Santa Monica when Wack and...
He was with my clique or just one of the niggas in the entourage?
Exactly. He was him, but K9 was with us, and it was a bunch of dudes from 2Ps, you know, of course the mob dudes and all that. K9 was with us, and one of his big homeboys.
So why this nigga keep insinuating that I know this nigga, Reg? You know, we didn't talk to them little niggas, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with why K9 is speaking on Wack like that, like they know each other, because to my knowledge, around Death Row, they didn't have no relationship like that because K9 was only around about a year. Like I said, K9 was gone by the time Suge came home.
Suge came home. Now, what about this nigga when you hired the attorney, bro, when he caught the case in Vegas?
You know, now this is why K9...
Hit that like button like you like something. Lou from the Lou, what it do?
Big Brim that got killed in front of
Twist by Mix, the beautiful.
That ain't why K9
Twist by
left.
Mix.
K9 was gone prior to that. K9 left because he caught a case or had a case. Suge wanted to look out, told me to hire an attorney.
Yeah, G, what it is.
Big-time powerful attorney named David Chesno.
Big Sherman in the building.
David Chesno from Vegas.
That's the nigga represent the mob. I know that nigga.
Tell me something then. Tell me something.
Ever. Y'all look up David Chesno in Vegas. Anybody from Nevada, Vegas know who he is. We send him down there to represent, to talk to K9. We pay for him to represent K9. We put some money. Well, of course, we had David on retainer. He came back and called me. He said, Reggie, he said, I know that's one of y'all artists, but you know I'm a mafia attorney. And one thing I can't ever in life represent is a fucking rat. And he said, that dude is trying to be an informant, and I can't represent him.
While he's an informant saying
y'all
this.
give me. That's when I went back and reported that to Suge, and Suge told me, man, what you got me involved with? Get away from that nigga.
According to Reggie, David Chesnoff initially refused to represent Suge due to allegations of him being an informant. More recently, Reggie states that Chesnoff has also declined to represent K9 for the same reason. If someone doesn't conform to Reggie's desired narrative, they're targeted with false accusations and attempts to ruin their reputation. A clear example of COINTELPRO's strategy in action. While Knight sits incarcerated, these same informants use their platforms to slander and defame others, accusing them of being snitches, when in reality, they are the very ones who have betrayed their own.
If you believe all that, and if you believe all of this, and you believe I was involved,
you my God,
knocking on my door and talk to me. You saw.
I know he is.
You saw the 302s on me before.
See, that's what we got to stop doing, right? Of course, I don't want to lose my channel. You know, you got to speak truth to power, and you can't let that intimidation shut you down and stop you from doing what you're doing. I already see my video buffering, so they already trying to hack in. They already trying to hack in on that. This is crazy. But yeah, man, you gotta just let it rock. You know, he knocked me down. I'll be right back, but we're not gonna take it laying down. I'll tell you that. We gonna fight it. Yeah, we gonna fight it, and then we gonna keep going right back at you. Those tactics won't work, Reggie. Those tactics won't work. You know? You can try them. They can be real inconvenient. Yes, they can. But that's just part of the game. You know? Like I said, Scandalous is on his 3rd page? 4th page? Something like that? Yeah, inspiration shit right there. Let's get it.
You saw the 302s on me before.
We definitely see the 302s on you, Buster.
Was, well, how do you go about buying?
Yeah.
One option.
What is he?
There's an FBI 302, a 5-page memo.
Tell everybody what a 302 is.
302 is a memo memorializing a meeting.
Why would he even meet with them in the first place?
Because he was trying to cut a deal, which is the point John was trying to make. He can call anybody and everybody a rat. He was trying to do the exact same thing.
Reggie went on the Bloody Bunch clubhouse room and admitted that he was the one uploading pictures on Marion Knight's Twitter account.
Think about that. the same dude who now say the gloves is off and doing all this crazy shit, shooting shots at Suge because Suge is out here fighting for his life. This nigga was instigating. He was playing both sides. He tell everybody he played both sides. He out here instigating, playing puppet master, running content on Suge Knight's Twitter to make it appear like it was really him, and it wasn't. Stirring up the pot, and you authorities, y'all see all this shit going on, and a lot of y'all backing it. I want y'all to understand what I'm saying to you. I know, cause some of this shit gonna say some of the in your head, I'm like, oh, that's obvious. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, duh. That's my point. Sometimes you gotta step back and really look at shit for what it is. The higher ups know what he doing. They support what he's doing. The objective is to figure out when, where, why, how to prevent it moving forward. When you're dealing with, I want to keep this monetization so bad, but it's hard. It's really hard. But yeah, this dude here, man, is just a piece of the puzzle, right? He ain't even, he's a big fish, but he ain't the biggest fish in this pond. But we gonna stay focused on you though, because you was a cancer to our community, sir. That guy right there. Yep. That was Tupac's nickname for him. Suge said that Reggie loved that name that Pac gave him. Yeah. He struck active Chucks yesterday, but it already hit Scandalous about 3-4 times already. Yeah, I think he thought that's gonna stop shit, but it ain't gonna stop. That's just gonna make niggas want to go even harder.
You have information that only you. Reggie, do you run that Twitter though? Do you run that Suge Knight Twitter?
Not currently, but he had it. I had authority to do it.
Oh, so you did run it?
Yeah.
Oh, you did run it.
Hold on, let's get back to the next question. Garden Kings asked you about why Wack and Suge went at it. Wack has content all over the internet going crazy on Wack about something on Twitter when you was in control of it. But I'm going up back on you.
Yeah, but that ain't.
And that ain't nothing but Wack and Reggie running the Kobe. No, I don't even want to disrespect Kobe like that. That's the Jordan and Scottie Pippen right there. Yeah, man, go on there, Reggie. Go on that on his YouTube, cause this how on his Twitter. This how we gonna really get him, Reg. This how we really gonna get him, Reg. Go on there and say something about me, like you should, and then I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna blast him about this, and then I'm gonna blast him about that. Y'all are cancers to our community, bro, and been that for a very long time. I want you and CS2 back to go in the closet, get comfortable. Make sure it ain't a light in there. Real snug like. Because that's where you going to be real soon. I really believe that. Both of y'all. Because they going to move on to the next Mo Who Flows and those. I can't say Eminem right now, but y'all get the drift. Yeah, y'all bad news now. Y'all old news. Out with the old. Now they coming with the new. Y'all get ready now.
What started the beef? They were already going at it.
So you agreeing that you did post that to turn it up?
No, I'm turning it. I not to turn it up. The only thing was put on there
for content.
Yeah.
So you admitted.
Hold on. Only thing was put up there, and that was funny. Wait a minute, hold on. The only thing that was put up there about Wack was him acting like he was cleaning the table at in Adam 22. That was the only thing that was ever put on that Twitter about Wack.
I'm one of the pictures he posted. Had Marion Knight, Tupac, and Trey Lane from Mob Pyru. In the caption, Reggie writes that this little guy is responsible for Tupac's demise. Now Reggie posted this to poke at Trey, and to make people think that Suge was blaming Trey for Pac's death. Reggie was trying to show Trey that he could make people begin to blame him for the murder. Listen to what Reggie says to Trey right here.
And there's a person out there lately.
Look at the order.
I won't tap at him because I got to remind motherfuckers. Everybody think just because I was a cop, I didn't grow up in the Imperial Courts housing projects. I didn't walk the same pavements as their relatives did. And then they...
What does that mean though, Reggie? Every time I hear that, I get confused. So what if you walk them same pavements, my guy? Was you out there chunking them? I'm a civilian, man. And I done had way more fights than you. I just know it. Because you don't use your hands. You don't get your hands dirty. You walked them same pavements, but you knew what to do, what not to do, and how not to act. You a chameleon, my guy. Because you real tough when you got all that extra shit. But you walked them same pavements. It don't matter. You was never of those pavements, of those communities at all. You couldn't help it. Your daddy, your daddy was your daddy. Respectfully. Because he ain't no different than you, my guy. It's not a lot being said about Senior, It's crazy to me. I remember one time my pops told me, yeah, he was good. He was a good guy. He was a good cop. Because my pops didn't even know. He know now. I don't know if my pops feel that way no more. Crooked.
They did later on in their adult life. I walked the same pavements that
Kid the Barber, my guy. What up?
Park, East Side, Mob Pyru, and played baseball over there in Kelly Park. And
you are a cop.
And Hood and all of those.
But you're a cop. You're a cop. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Hell, I feel we need to encourage more people from our communities that are coming up to get into law enforcement, but not do it your way. See, the examples that I would show would not be you. It would be the opposite of you. You don't serve and protect. You took advantage of your community. Allegedly murdered in your community. You have a disgust for our community. When you speak, no different than CS Tupac. How dare you sit here and speak about the community as if you are a part of that? And I'm not even gonna lie, you being a cop makes it hard, but that doesn't rule you out necessarily in my eyes. It's how you carry that. Were you the cop that made sure that we were protected? When that racist cop threw us on the hood, did you jump out your car? Hey, it's too much. Pull it back. Or was you that cop helping them snatch us and throw us on the ground? Take the money and steal out, just flat out steal, right out your fucking house or your car or whatever you was doing. Out your pocket. Just take it. Plant shit. Harass. What kind of cop was you for our community? See, that's what tells me if you were for the community or against. You have never been the community, bro. Y'all, you and your daddy just know how to play the role real well. Y'all played it real well. But thank God, see, God sends his angels in all shapes and sizes and different time frames and everything. And when he brought Scandalous Los Angeles to the table, whoo! I don't think y'all even seen that shit coming. And everybody else that contributes in this, But even Deuce said it himself. He's a huge Tupac fan. Salute to Valentino too, over there at Discretion TV, doing great work, doing God's gospel over there. Let's see God send his angels at the time needed. See, you at your weakest right now, it's not easy for you to defend yourself in any facets of life. It's never how you start, it's always how you finish. And Reggie, I don't know. I just don't know how you gonna finish. But it ain't looking good, my guy. Salute the Scandalous Los Angeles TV for the excellent journalism that he does. Hashtag Scandalous Los Angeles in the chat. I don't know what the fuck Vlad is fake talking about. But you know who solved this whole shit? Scandalous Los Angeles TV did that. That's a fact. So Vlad, we don't want to hear that shit out your mouth no more. You faking fraud. You faking a fraud. Faking a fraud. You ain't solved shit. You just helped cover it up.
Neighborhoods. I even went on the Wilson Park side, the west side, and played at Gonzales Park. Fuck that. But it's a nigga that want to play with me, and I'm going to send him a little warning. Matter of fact, I'm going to show the picture. Y'all remember I told y'all that all of this death row, Southside, mob power rule bullshit, a lot of people lost their lives? I'm not going to say Tupac. I'm not like Suge, what's been putting up on his Twitter. I'm not like Suge, what's been putting up on his Twitter. I'm not like Suge, what's been putting up on his Twitter.
Do you?
I'm going to let Scandalous cook, you know, because it's a lot, boy, I want to say to this. But I'm just going to let him cook, man, because I really don't need to add none to this. All I'm going to say is just listen, enjoy the ride. You know, I'll chime in from time to time, but I'm just going to let Scandalous cook, man, because he really did his thing in this video.
You guys see what he's doing? He's the one responsible for posting the picture on Suge's Twitter. Then he gets on his show and says he's not like Suge, to blame Trey for Tupac's murder and post it on Twitter. I hope you guys can see what this informant just did.
No offense, but if you're paying more than $30 a month on car insurance, you're getting ripped off.
Bruh.
Everybody knows you can buy cars.
I'm not going to say that, because it make it seem like he was involved with the murder. He wasn't involved with the murder.
So Reggie just let you know that he knew exactly what he was doing when he made that post. He said it makes it look like he was involved with the murder. Then he said, nah, he wasn't involved with the murder. So he tapped at Trey with the post. Then he comes on his show to act like he's clearing him of Suge's accusations. This is a cold bastard right here, and all of us are just sitting back watching him do it. But I want you guys to listen to what Reggie says to Trey, because this is going to show you just how narcissistic Reggie is, and how untouchable he feels that he is.
He just did some scary ass shit to make niggas have to respond at a location where they didn't need to be responding at. Stories gonna start being told. You keep texting my co-workers with your bullshit when you drunk, high off of ecstasies or something, and then want to wake up in the morning, oh, your little homie just tripping. He just, no, nigga. Don't tap at me and then try to backtrack it with the ha ha ha. Nigga, fuck you. I don't play those games, nigga. You know that. Nigga. Just cause you over there now thinking you got niggas from the hood, those little youngsters don't know the pedigree. They don't know where you really from. Long Beach Crip. They don't know all of that. They don't know how you been saved, nigga. How niggas saved you in county jail and shit. Story's gonna be told. Stop playing with Reggie motherfucking Wright, nigga. It's gonna be some stories. I'm going to get y'all that interview y'all been wanting. Cause trust me, he gonna be calling Vlad or John or somebody offering to do the interview for free. Nigga, say one more word, mention my name one more time to people that I work with. Meaning John. Fuck it, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. Stop texting John with your bullshit, nigga. You got my number. You know how to get my number. You know how to get a hold of me. Please, stop playing with me. I know too much about you guys that walk around now with your chest all poked out, running to Cleveland, Ohio and stuff, thinking you the man, and you this and you that. Nigga, I tell stories. I have niggas come on when they just say, who's in St. Louis? Who got what? Where that nigga at? Tell him come here. I'm gonna take that. Man, well, why do you niggas be playing with Reggie in this day? Y'all know. I can see whole ass niggas in the comment sections on YouTube, but niggas that know. Oh, man. Don't make me have to play with you. That's just the tap that the principal used to give you with the ruler. Cause nigga, I'm gonna spank your ass. Say another word. I promise you, I want you to. Let's play. Let's have fun. Let's have a 2024 great year, Negro. Cause I play both sides. Both sides, you know that. We can play it on social media, or we can, nigga, please, okay? Either way. Cause you ain't gonna be able to say, oh, it jammed. It jammed when I was getting out of the trash can. I was in the trash can and it. You ain't gonna be able to say that with me, nigga. They gonna be saying, oh. R.I.P., R.I.P., R.I.P. That's what they gonna be saying. You come fucking with Reggie, R.I.P., fucking with Reggie, R.I.P., fucking with Reggie, R.I.P. No threats, promises, bro. No threats. I'm tired of playing with you. I've been playing with you, reading your texts last 2 or 3 days when you get drunk, going in and out. Got your sister calling my wife, telling why they doing that, why they doing that, why they doing that? Talking about brother-in-law. Calling, man, nigga, stop playing with me. Stop it, little boy. Sorry, John, hate to use this to tap at one person on our platform, but I'm tired of bitch-ass niggas, man. And he ain't a bitch, it's somebody I actually liked. Asked him several times. Asked him. Respond back with texts like, all right, man, all right. It's all good. I was punking out. What? Did he get drunk? Start rambling again. Stop doing that, dog. Don't know what you on. Ain't never known you to be on shit like that. Stop doing that. Don't let your little status over there today clog your memory. Niggas' hands fucked up. Never use my hands. Never use my hands.
Is your child struggling with a gaming addiction? Major companies behind games like Minecraft, Fortnite, and Roblox.
I'm an architect. Never mind. I'm an architect. Never mind. Never mind. All right, man.
So Reggie just said his hands were messed up, but it didn't matter because he never used his hands. Then he went on to say he was a orca, but he stopped himself before finishing the word. What do you guys think he was gonna say? He was an orca, what? Somebody asked Reggie what word was he gonna say.
A bombshell has just been dropped involving the murder of Tupac Shakur. Keefe D's defense attorneys say that they have uncovered information that Reggie Wright Jr., the former head of security for Suge Knight and Death Row Records, may have orchestrated.
I'm an architect. Never mind. I'm an architect.
Orchestrated the shooting of Tupac and Suge Knight.
Their narratives not only distort the truth, Watch how Reggie sits on Vlad's fluffy federal futon and lies on Russell Poole.
Well, Ice-T said it's dry, snitching, or something like that when I said that I believe the story of what Murder Rap put in their investigation from Murder Rap, the Greg Cadians theory. I don't believe what Randall Sullivan is pushing, or the Russell Poole or anything like that.
So Reggie just said he doesn't believe Russell Poole's theory. Russell Poole said Reggie was the orchestrator of both hits. Listen to how Reggie completely rewrites history, sitting in front of Vlad the Vulture.
That's why I throw jabs at Russell Poole. Ultimately, at the end, he got it right. He got it right. He got it right.
Which was?
But who he believes was responsible for the shooting of Biggie.
And he thought it was who?
I don't know. You know.
Poochie?
Poochie.
Yeah.
No.
No? Sure.
Oh, exactly.
So now Reggie is saying that he does agrees with Russell Poole, because in the end, Russell Poole got the story correct. How did Reggie go from not believing Russell Poole to saying that Russell Poole got it right in the end? How did Russell Poole change his theory when he went to his deathbed wanting to apologize to Shuge, all while accusing Reggie of setting him up?
Man, I've been following with great interest. You know, Russell Poole wanted to apologize to you.
Yeah, I heard that, man. He's a good guy. I never lied to him or nobody because, you know, all that stuff, they know who was going on behind all that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
How did I know that Russell Poole died, had a heart attack and died? Shit, because I know motherfucking people. They call me, hey, motherfucker, motherfucker up here, this motherfucker up here, and was talking about, and everybody think he was up there talking about the murders or something like that. He was up there talking about trying to get shit to confess or to ID the person that shot him at the Chris Brown party.
They called Russell to schedule a meeting for August 19th, 2015 at 10 a.m. Russell was asked to come alone. And just as an aside, he was asked to come alone only once we found out about the evidence in the One Oak shooting. But back to the article. At 9:02 a.m., Russell called me and we talked for 7 minutes. He told me he was stuck in traffic around Diamond Bar. On the phone, he told me that he'd be staying at his son's condo to visit the doctor on Thursday. He was going to have his blood pressure medicine adjusted. We talked about the upcoming meeting, and he promised to call me the minute he got out of the meeting. He said, if anything happens to me, you have to get the information we compiled out there.
Virgos in the building.
And I assumed he was extending this into lunch, but was encouraged that it was taking longer than anticipated. I even thought that maybe he was being offered a job with the sheriff's department. At 3:51 p.m., I sent another text message, still going. A while later, I sent, damn. And then a little while later, must be a great meeting. I had no idea what was actually happening. At 5:28 p.m., I got a text from one of our confidential informants telling me I just heard Russell has died.
He did,
what
kid.
What the fuck?
He had it. He solved it, bro.
And saw the news and that it had been posted 24 minutes earlier. I was devastated. The friend I was with started to scour the web while I made some telephone calls. 6 minutes later, I was listening to Reggie Wright Jr.'s interview on Bomb First. Now the questions were racing in my mind. How did Wright get a video posted so quickly? It was a 13-minute, 32-second interview, so walk that back. It had to take some time to call it in, to put the background up, to publish it, to post it, and for the aggregate into search engines. For a time, it was appearing in the first couple listings on Google. We clicked on the video to listen to it a second time, and the video had all of a sudden become private and couldn't be played. Did Wright know Poole wasn't going to be walking out of the sheriff's office alive? It all certainly seemed fishy to me.
Work confidently while on SSDI with all
Goddamn
self-employment
ads,
services.
man.
We can help you
Bruh.
participate and find a job that's right for you.
That's the only case the sheriff was handling. And so that's what he was really up there. But he was just trying to say, well, we get him to confess and cooperate with this, and let's let him go. And so, of course, if I'm in jail and they come to me and say, hey, if you know, when you got shot at a club, and if you confess to, or be the eyewitness on the person who shot you and tell who it is, and they let you out. Hey, go see what you can do. Yeah. I'll tell the nigga that shot me, if that's gonna get me out with this bullshit, go see what you can do.
Yeah.
And then the motherfucker go up there and just because they questioned him and asking him, well, how you know that?
That's a fact, kid.
So he's so hyper and he's so
That's
he
a
gets so
fact.
mad. This motherfucker goes and goes and have a heart
Talk
attack.
too much.
So now, then these motherfuckers, you know what, these stupid motherfuckers up there pushing that they shot him. Somebody shot him with a heart attack gun, and that's how he died. I mean, this is the type of shit that's out there. Stupid motherfuckers like this believe that there's a heart attack gun that you can shoot somebody and make them have a heart attack.
Also, I had to find, one time they wanted me to find out if there was such a thing as a poison that was undetectable, especially one that seemed to mimic a heart attack, that would kill someone, but it would appear that they had a heart attack. I did find such a thing.
Does this pistol fire the dart?
Yes, it does, Mr. Chairman, and a special one was developed which potentially would be able to enter the target without perception.
The poison was frozen into some sort of dart, and then it was shot at very high speed into the person. So when it reached the person, it would melt inside them, and the only thing would be like one little tiny red dot on their body, which was hard to detect. There wouldn't be a needle left or anything like that in the person.
But also the toxin itself would not appear in the autopsy?
Yes, so that there was no way of perceiving that the target was him.
One thing Reggie has kept consistent over these years is his protection of the police. I've never seen a video from Reggie where he disrespects any police officers, except for Russell Poole.
And if Russell Poole knew my father, he wouldn't have been attacking my father like that because he didn't know he was a good man.
Right.
You know, he was good police. He wouldn't even be coming at him like that if he knew it. Which, I can't even say nothing. Russell Poole, he never openly, to my knowledge, said anything bad about my father. And so, I can't shit on Russell Poole. I can just tell you what I know about Russell Poole. What's documented. That he was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about it. And that he was so fixated on one way, they had to get rid of him. Where he just up and quit his job. That's all I can ever say about him. That he was living in a motherfucking garage. That's what people don't know. Do y'all know what the dude that's living in a garage? What type of dude that is? Yeah, living in the garage. They go the dude that when you come over to the house that's living in the garage with the family.
Right.
That's your crazy uncle.
Listen to the way Reggie lies on Michael Moore and misrepresents his statements.
Ask him why Gotham was head on his radio and he lied.
While I was working at 662, I heard something over the Nextels that we all carried for security. And what I heard was, got him.
Ask him why Gotham.
It is not true.
Okay.
It is not true. This is the person he's talking about, Michael Moore. This is the person that OD'd on drugs. That's trying to say that he heard somebody say got him over a white voice over my radio say got him.
Then the police said, don't say nothing over the radio.
No, they say not the police, they say I said it.
Okay.
They said, so, if they gonna quote shit wrong, quote it right. Then he said he heard me say, don't say nothing, be quiet. Don't say that over there. So I mean, they're gonna quote it right.
Right before me and Mr. Wright got in the vehicle to go get to the hospital, someone else came on the radio and said, hey, don't say nothing over the radio.
But it's a lie. It's not true. There's no truth to that.
He said, no, I never said it, Reggie. He never said it.
I'm not saying he said that. I'm saying other people said it. That's why I say if you're going to quote it correctly. That's what other people say. Is that I'm the one that told them to radio silence. Don't be saying that over the air.
Mr. Wright and I were talking about what had happened, and I just clearly heard somebody say,
vibration can crystallize matter into forms like a spinal column, complete with movement like...
Don't say that over the radio. But the person who said it was not Homeboy Security, nor was it one of our security guards. It was, to me, would be like a stranger. Someone, and the person that said that was Caucasian. Definitely not African American.
This is the way Reggie, in his own words, muddies up an investigation. Michael Moore said the voice that he heard was a Caucasian-sounding voice. He said it definitely was not an African American. The execution of a high-profile celebrity in a city like Las Vegas, particularly on the night of a Mike Tyson fight, coupled with the ability to evade justice, strongly implies that the sanctioning of such an act must have come from the highest echelons of power. Recall the scene in Training Day, where Officer Alonzo, before assembling his team of corrupt cops, had to sit down and speak with the wise men. Interestingly, Greg Kading chose to rename Cash Jones to Alonzo in his film. Laugh out loud. The significance here is that Alonzo could not have acted without the approval of those above him. In the movie, Alonzo approached them with his grievances. This dynamic could unfold in two ways. Either Alonzo can go to the wise men with his requests, or they can call upon Alonzo and request his services for some other task. When you look at the second goal of the counterintelligence program, it says they want to prevent the rise of a messiah. It lists Martin Luther King, Stokely Carmichael, and Elijah Muhammad as black nationalists that aspire to the former position held by Malcolm X before his death. It says that Elijah Muhammad is less of a threat because of his age. So we know that age is something that the FBI factors into this equation. It goes on to say that MLK could be a very real contender for this position, should he abandon his supposed obedience to white liberal doctrines, nonviolence, and embrace black nationalism. So we see the FBI feared a young, charismatic black man that chose to embrace what they called black nationalism. Then in comes this young black man, who just happens to be the son of a Black Panther.
Matter of either we stay like this or somebody sacrifices. Somebody laid a track so we don't stay in a 360-degree deadly circle. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to break out and risk, losing everything and being poor and getting beat down. But somebody has to do something.
The best part of the story, I guess, is that your mother actually beat this rap.
Ooh.
Served as her own attorney?
Her own attorney, never been to law school. She was facing 300 and something odd years. One black woman pregnant beat the case. That just go to show you the strength of a black woman and the strength of the oppressed.
What does it do to a young man like yourself, though, when all of your heroes, your
Stop
mother,
you, Effie. Good
your
morning,
father,
Queen.
whom has passed away, he was incarcerated as well, your godfather, all of your heroes have been to jail.
And they weren't all Panthers. My father was my stepfather was a Panther. My father was a gangster, a straight up ignorant, hustler. But he loved the fact that the Panthers, my mother told me is that it was a one-night stand. But he loved the fact that the Panthers would go to jail and wouldn't snitch. They were true to each other. It was women, it was men. And that was a one-night stand. That's how I came to be, out of the love for black people. So that's how I got to live, and that's how I have to die. That's how my music has to be, and my acting, and my producing, and my interviews, everything has to be for the love of black people.
Yeah. We were talking about that earlier, for 20 years old, I have to tell you, you have quite a head on your shoulders.
How many of you guys could have stood on your square and held an articulate conversation with an older woman while the camera was rolling at the age of 20 years old like this? Given Tupac's deep roots in the Black Panther legacy, and the FBI's well-documented history of targeting individuals who embody the potential to rise as black messiahs, it's no surprise that he became a focal point of COINTELPRO's second objective. The FBI, having a long-standing agenda to neutralize any figure who could inspire a movement for black empowerment, saw Tupac's influence, activism, and revolutionary ideals as a threat. His connection to the Black Panther Party's revolutionary roots made him an ideal target, as the powers that be sought to prevent the rise of any Messiah-type figure who could galvanize the masses. This made Tupac a prime candidate for surveillance and infiltration by law enforcement agencies, intent on suppressing his message of social change.
Tired of typing tons of notes during class? There's finally a better way. It's called Otter.
Why was Tupac monitored by the FBI? There were several key reasons for the FBI's surveillance of Tupac Shakur. One of the major triggers was the FBI's investigation into death threats against Tupac by the Jewish Defense League, JDL. This was part of a broader extortion scheme where the JDL allegedly targeted Tupac and other figures in the hip-hop world, including rapper Eazy-E. According to FBI reports, the JDL was accused of orchestrating death threats and demanding protection money from high-profile artists.
The FBI records related to Tupac Shakur and Eazy-E reveal that both artists were targeted for extortion by members of the Jewish Defense League, though federal authorities did little to intervene. Among the complications surrounding Eazy-E's estate was a lawsuit filed on March 27, 1995, by Mike Klein, after Eazy's tragic death from the AIDS virus, which he had mysteriously contracted. Mike Klein sought to capitalize on the situation by attempting to steal control of Ruthless Records from Eazy's family. Klein was a former Israeli soldier who had previously worked as a security guard for Ruthless Records. He was hired by Jerry Heller to protect him from Suge Knight. Mike Klein created a record company named Comptown Records and filed a lawsuit on March 27, 1995, claiming part ownership of Ruthless Records. His attempt to seize the company in the wake of Eazy's death highlighted the lengths some were willing to go to take advantage of the turmoil surrounding the estate. The situation grew even more tense when Eazy-E's widow, Tomika Woods, reported that Klein had been sending her threatening phone calls and death threats in an attempt to intimidate her. In the end, a man who was originally hired as a security guard to protect the interests of Ruthless Records was now trying to steal half of Eazy's company from his family. What's more ironic than that is that when I went to look up Mike Klein on Google, the very first thing that popped up is Mike Klein being interviewed by another former security guard who wanted to take over the company he was hired to protect. Good old-fashioned Reggie Wright Jr.
Reggie had a game plan, and he made it very, very clear that he wanted to take over Death Row Records. Make no mistake about that.
Why, Regional Walker, why does Mob James ride with Reggie Wright Jr. knowing him and his father murked his bro?
About 9:30, I get a call from the captain of the sheriff's station, Cecil Rambo, who I knew personally and all, because he heard from the sergeant at the scene that the truck of the victim that had got shot at this gas station was registered to Reggie Wright. It didn't say of Death Row, although it was a Death Row vehicle in Reggie Jr.'s name. The driver was shot at the scene and somebody ran. And I said, Cecil, how the heck I get here if I had anything? That ain't me.
Mob James's brother, Buntry, gets killed.
Yeah.
You said it happened in a car that you...
I was the registered owner of...
You were the owner of that car?
Yes.
What was the situation over there? Because he said... he said on camera who he thinks killed him. So the situation with Buntry, you said that George killed him?
Yeah.
And George was a Pyru also?
Yeah.
Okay. He got stabbed?
Who?
Your brother.
No, he was shot 9 times. I'll see on camera. Shit. Dude's in jail, name is G.
Is Reggie Wright a rat? No, Reggie Wright is not a rat. Reggie Wright was a police officer.
One notable characteristic of Reggie's is his complete lack of hesitation to sit comfortably on Vlad's futon while implicating others in murders. especially the ones of which he himself is also a suspect. He did so with Pac and Big, and now we're seeing him do the same with Buntry.
Is it Monkey Man?
Monkey Man. Well, y'all call him Monkey Man. We call him G. Monkey Man is something Info Minds came up with and started calling him. Okay. We don't know anybody. If you even say the name Monkey Man, I think you said it in the interview with James, and he was like, "Ooh," but we call him G. George Williams.
Yeah. George, I mean, but that name Monkey Man has been floating around as well.
Info Minds did something.
That's Info Minds? Okay, yeah, got it. Okay, so he was the one that killed Buntry.
He was one of the ones. Even if you look at the composite sketch, you can see the ponytail. Now, we call him Ponytail. That was our code word for him. Like, if you ever heard me and Suge talking, well, he'll say Ponytail, because he had a moniker for everybody. But
if you want to make passive income online, I'd like to pay you $5,000 to $10,000 a month to help my agency.
But yeah.
Okay, so why did he kill Buntry?
So Buntry was killed in a vehicle that was owned by Reggie, and Reggie said George is the one who killed him. So Vlad asks Reggie, why was Buntry killed? Listen to the reason Reggie gives him.
All right. It was this dude, it's this guy named Little Rod, Roderick Reed, and George. They had this boy named Vincent Buchanan, who was V-Dog. He got killed in Compton, tortured, dropped off, handcuffed, dropped off on Central in front of the cemetery. They were real tight with him. He was, a real active, cool, Fruitown Piru still, V-Dog, Vincent Buchanan. Suge's in prison when this incident happened. 98, 99, I don't know. That's when it happened. Now word is, okay, police kidnapped him. Well, guys wear police jackets and stuff like that. He's handcuffed. So who's number one suspect when you hear police in Compton, handcuffed? Reggie Jr.
Reggie claims that Buntry was killed because a man named Vincent Buchanan from Fruitown Piru was kidnapped by men wearing police jackets. When his lifeless body was found near the Compton Cemetery, it was clear he had been tortured and murdered while handcuffed. Reggie explained that, since witnesses reported seeing men dressed like police officers involved in his abduction, and because Buchanan was found handcuffed, everyone assumed he was responsible for the crime. Remember, Reggie is explaining to Vlad why Buntry got killed, and in his explanation, Reggie references a separate murder in which he's just admitted he was also a suspect in.
Who run and work with Reggie Jr., and all of that? Suge Knight. Who's the closest person to both of them that's allegedly watching the tape and has a videotape of it? Buntry.
This is exactly why I call him Reggie the Rumor Wright. Wherever the Wrights go, a rumor always seems to follow. Reggie just stated that George and Roderick Reed were behind Buntry's murder, claiming that a rumor spread that Buntry had been watching a video of Vincent Buchanan being tortured and killed by Reggie's corrupt team of cops. According to Reggie, George and Rod Reed wanted to take out both Marion Knight and Buntry, seeing them as the closest people to him. It's important to note that at the time of the murder, Marion Knight was in jail.
So they mad. They, thinking this is really true. What people don't know is they came and confront Buntry about this, like a week or two before he got killed. Buntry goes and say, no, man, come on. It's not true about the tape, and we have nothing to do with this. A little bit prior to that, they killed a dude that's one of the dudes that actually did it. His name is David Brim. So
Brim Dave was murdered in front of Buntry's house a few weeks before Buntry himself was murdered. Reggie just said that Brim Dave was actually the one responsible for the murder of Vincent Buchanan. But he says that George and Rod Reed are responsible for the death of Brim Dave. If Reggie is a suspect in a homicide, he has no problem publicly placing those homicides on somebody else.
This same whole shit right here, like the nigga they say, Dave, nigga, that was the homie, nigga, Brim Dave, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Blood from 5-4 Brims, but he from S Gang too, though. He used to run with my homies tough. And for the record, nigga, I stopped coming around Death Row because of this bullshit right here. I knew niggas was hoes, though. I knew niggas was hoes. And when the homie got killed, I knew it was gonna be consequences.
Now, this is why K9, he said that he left because of a big Brim that got killed in front of Buntry House. That ain't why K9 left. K9 was going prior to that. K9 left because he caught a case or had a case. Suge wanted to look out, told me to hire an attorney, the big-time powerful attorney named David Chesno from Vegas.
Now you understand why Reggie went on Clubhouse and tried to destroy K9's credibility.
In front of Buntry House. That was a message. They followed him over there, killed him, shot his girlfriend. She still don't have an arm from that. But killed him in front of Buntry House, sending a message. Then they come and talk to Buntry. He denies it and all of that. And they call me. They call me. They call me. They call me. Say, Lil Reg, we don't believe you had anything to do with this anymore. But we won't. We won't let Shug live. We want to get him. We give you $50,000.
I'm stylish. Got them all wild. Got them all wild.
Fuck that.
Pull up on them like I ain't playing around. Tell them we gon' slay this out.
At Planet Fitness, there's a number of ways to get strong, and they all add up to one membership.
So now, according to Reggie, Rod Reed and George called him and told him that they don't believe he was involved anymore. Instead, all the blame falls on Marion Knight. Everybody believed that Reggie did it because men in police jackets kidnapped Vincent, and he was found tortured and handcuffed. Some kind of way, they stopped believing that Reggie had anything to do with it, and instead blamed Marion, even though he was incarcerated at the time.
Like, fools, what are y'all talking about?
Are you still a cop at this point?
No.
Okay,
no,
you're gone at this point. Yeah.
99, 2000, something
okay.
Like that. I'm like, what are y'all talking about?
But you're still connected to law enforcement.
Yeah.
I mean, you're telling an ex-cop, but you're still connected to law enforcement.
Yeah.
I mean, you're telling an ex-cop.
Even Vlad is skeptical of Reggie's story. He doesn't believe for a second that men who were convinced Reggie and his group of corrupt cops were responsible for their friend's murder would then reach out to him, offering $50,000 to facilitate the execution of another man they wanted dead.
All of this, right?
That they want you to join into a murder, basically.
Like, nigga, I'm not mad at that nigga like that. We against each other. This is like 2002, 2000.
So Reggie just admitted that at the time of Buntry's murder, him and Marion were not on good terms. He just said they were against each other. If Reggie was against Marion, then Reggie was also against Buntry, being that Buntry was Marion's right-hand man. What most people don't know is that Buntry was murdered one day after him, and Marion Knight attempted to obtain counsel from the Baker law firm.
Yes, sir.
What's up with the lawyer Teresa Bingham, and why you didn't like her?
Harry Bingham. She's just a dumb white crackhead. She wasn't that good of an attorney, that's all. She's just she's a entertainment attorney, but she wasn't a good. Her name was Terry Bingham, though. Terry Bingham.
So you don't got no relationship.
Hey, put it this way. This is how bad she was. She came in death row. Ask Suge Knight about it. When he talk about it one day, y'all gonna say y'all heard it first. This is a bitch that used to walk around shitting on herself. She's the attorney. This is the attorney. Let me just tell you. She was fucking Suge. She was fucking Timmy Rue, right? Living with Timmy Rue. He had her come up there and visit his cellie, and they got caught fucking in the visitor room in Mule Creek. There's some content for you. I'm just trying to show you. So that's why I don't like Terry Bingham.
In November, the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department conducted raids on death row's Beverly Hills offices and on Knight's homes, including one in Malibu. The raids were part of an investigation into gang killings, including the shooting on April 3rd of Knight's friend, death row employee Alton McDonald. The latter date is important in the Dillinger case because McDonald died just one day after he and others from death row met with Baker's firm about retaining Baker. Death row's in-house attorney, Teresa Bingham, said in a declaration. Death row didn't retain Baker then, she said in the declaration. Besides McDonald, those attending the meeting included Knight and Bingham. In her declaration, Bingham states that after McDonald's death, there was a great deal of concern, both personally and at death row, aka the row, that individuals associated with Mr. Knight were at risk. Bingham also said that she left working directly with Knight last summer. The primary reason was an underlying fear that other individuals may be at risk simply for being in the presence of Mr. Knight, Bingham said in the declaration.
I'm going to ask Suge, next time Suge called, I'm going to ask him about that lawyer, and I'm going to ask him,
and you make sure you come back and say, Reggie ain't lying. You make sure you remember this day, mark it down. He going to tell you.
Why did he tell her to report you then, Reggie?
Because he was mad at Reggie?
But I ain't mad at him. What are y'all talking about? We told y'all we have nothing to do with this bullshit. This is some bullshit, you know? Where is it coming from? If Bunchy, because word on the street was Bunchy was watching the tape. If Bunchy had the tape or watching the tape, we don't know why. But me and Suge ain't had nothing to do with this. I call Suge, tell Suge, hey, these niggas is, you know, Suge, I ain't worried about those niggas. I ain't got. So everybody's starting to meet and talk and meet with people and all of that. And they had meetings behind it. But they still believe it. And they've been at the Buntry ever since. And they killed Buntry.
In your car?
In my car.
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 Buntry being killed in a car registered to Reggie is ironic, because according to Kevin Hackey, Reggie attempted to have him murdered in similar fashion. He said Reggie called him out of the blue, asking him to drive somewhere for him. Kevin said he declined and told Reggie if he wanted him killed, then to stop being a coward and do it himself. Kevin also said Reggie told him that he had enough money and knew the right people, and that he could have him killed at any time.
After that, Reggie told me, you know, hey, it ain't given time. You know, I have the money, I have the people, I can have you killed, it ain't given time.
Hackey says he told his FBI handlers, and according to these transcripts obtained by Fox 11, also told LAPD detectives a decade ago that Wright had threatened, I can have you killed at any given time.
Did they try to somehow tie you into it, or since it is your car, or since it is your car, or?
Well, the stupid conspirators out there, I don't even want to say their names because people start giving them views or something.
Yeah.
But they're going to say, Reggie Wright Sr. was in the car, and he took off and ran. Where did that come from? Because they don't know. Well, I think Frank Alexander.
Now Reggie brings up Frank Alexander, another person who was murdered mysteriously, and another person who said they were afraid of Reggie Wright. Reggie has been online telling everybody that Frank Alexander killed himself. Ask yourself, why does Reggie want people to believe that suicide was the cause of Frank's death?
What happened to Frank Alexander? While I was looking for Michael's...
Listen, if you are looking for something to put into your office to help patients, I got you, man. It's Overjet. You can change lives. I guarantee you take your own x-rays and you put that into the that bad boy, you might be like, wait a second, have I been
Okay, let me just answer that question right quick. What did Debbie tell you happened to Frank Alexander?
That he was shot in the head.
That he was shot in the head?
Yep.
Not that he shot himself in the head?
That is correct.
So she said he was shot in the head, not that he shot himself.
But you have to understand, this woman's coming to me and talking to me in denial.
No, but answer the question, how did she say it? That he was shot in the head?
Yes, that's how she said it.
That don't make sense.
A lot of things don't make sense. I was told that Frank was shot in the back of the head. That's why it's a cold case. It's not closed.
Frank was so afraid of Reggie that he began recording all of his phone calls with him.
and I get subpoenaed today, I think you'll be fine. Yeah, Reggie.
Reggie admitted out of his own mouth that he was sending threats to Frank and his wife after the murder of Tupac Shakur.
What about the so-called Frank Alexander tapes where he recorded phone calls, outgoing and incoming, and people say that on these tapes that you've threatened to kill Frank or something like that? Can you talk about that?
No. I mean, they don't know me. Y'all should know how I talk if y'all been listening to me. All I just said, what you gonna do, man? You need to come to court, testify. All I just said, what you gonna do, man? You need to come to court, testify.
If you can get lost and not get subpoenaed today, I think you'll be fine. Yeah, Reggie.
Reggie didn't tell him he needed to come to court and testify. You just heard him tell Frank if he doesn't get subpoenaed to court, he would be fine. This is how much of a liar he is.
Tell the truth. Do what you're supposed to do. All I said that, y'all call is a threat. And that's me being funny, throwing a jab at him. Where you and your little white bunny gonna hide? That's a threat? I said, well, what you think? You and your little white bunny gonna go somewhere and hide or something like that? Or what y'all gonna do? I forget exactly what was said. But that's just me talking shit, throwing a jab, how I talk. So how I talk, that's who I am. All of y'all think y'all know me and know this and know all of this and y'all know Reggie and Reggie's a square and a buster and all of that. It's because you don't really know me. Y'all know what I perpetrate or put out on that particular day. But you don't really know me. You don't. So you don't know what I'm capable of doing or not doing.
Not only did Reggie admit to threatening Frank, he also admits that he instructed Frank to lie about the event leading up to Pac's death.
All right, can we talk about the situation that landed Suge in jail, which was the videotape of the Orlando and Tupac fight? After that happened, you had always said that your one lie was that you told Frank and you told others to state that Orlando had tried to get Tupac's chain. Can you explain why you wanted that narrative pushed and what was the reasoning for that?
Well, I tell others. I just told Frank. Frank was the only one there with him that was still alive. But people always say, yeah, he had Frank lie and tell the story. The reason for the lie or the reason for the story was to save Tupac from getting violated for a pill bond.
But I think at the end of the day, ultimately, Reggie is and will be the fall guy at the end of the day.
Kevin Hackey said Reggie will be the fall guy, because clearly he knows that Reggie is not the only one involved in the murder of Pac. And Kevin Hackey also knows that the orders came from above Reggie. It's just like the lawsuit Marion Knight has against Dr. Dre. He blames Dre for attempting to have him killed at the One Oak nightclub, but he also names Universal.
This call is being recorded.
It's your understanding based on the evidence that Dr. Dre told the two guys that met you at the burger spot to kill you.
Dre came to them first and asked the two guys how much it cost to get rid of me. And they said, what you mean by get rid of him? And they said, kill him. He gave guys 20 grand and even more in cash to kill me. It was a murder for hire case.
Suge Knight, in several prison interviews since being locked up, has claimed he believes there was a plot against him by Dr. Dre and Universal Pictures, which had caused the incident which had him put away for 28 years. 5 months after the One Oak shooting, Suge Knight claimed Dr. Dre and Universal Pictures allegedly put out a second hit on his life. YouTube channel Bomb First with Death Row Records former head of security Reggie Wright Jr. done an interview with a man called D-Dog in 2023 who knew details about the case and claims Universal Pictures and the district attorney's office had allegedly worked towards putting Suge Knight in prison.
When that case is all said and done, Dre will be the fall guy, not Universal, just like Reggie will be the fall guy, and not Jimmy Iovine.
Is your child struggling with a gaming addiction? Major companies behind games like Minecraft, Fortnite, and Roblox are now facing lawsuits for knowingly designing addictive features that keep kids playing for hours, sometimes more than 4 hours a day. If your child played one or more of these games regularly and developed issues like withdrawal, aggression,
People send our demos in. Andre redo them. We redo the raps. Yeah. That's the song. All right. I took that same get down, so basically I took it from Easy. It did the same shit. I took it from Easy and took it to another level. All right. And guess what? Jimmy Iovine sent me to prison and stole it from me. Jimmy Iovine sent me to prison and stole it from me. Jimmy Iovine sent me to prison and stole it from me.
Marion said Jimmy Iovine sent him to prison and stole Dr. Dre from him. Jimmy had enough power to put Marion in prison and enough power to get Tupac out of prison. It was Jimmy that gave Marion $1.4 million to bail Tupac out of jail. And he allowed Marion to take all the credit for it.
It's for Tupac, who was bailed out of prison in October of 1995 from an appeal by Death Row's criminal defense attorney David Kenner. Artist Delray Richardson showed paperwork on the YouTube channel Art of Dialogue, which showed how Tupac was not actually signed to Death Row Records and had his Interscope contract updated to a 3-album fulfillment under Death Row. Suge Knight got $1.4 million from Interscope, which was used to bail Tupac out of prison, with him then making music with Death Row Records under the updated contract agreement. The $1.4 million from Interscope came from Tupac's 1994 Me Against the World album, which was distributed by Interscope, meaning Tupac bailed himself out of prison, making it look as if it was Death Row. His bail was initially refused, which caused an appeal to be filed by Death Row criminal defense attorney David Kenner, as Interscope was not providing help from not wanting their brand associated with the charge which Tupac was in prison for. Tupac's wife at the time, Keisha Morris, called Suge Knight and asked him to get Tupac signed to Death Row Records to get him out of prison, which led to David Kenner filing the appeal and Interscope giving Suge Knight Tupac's own money made from Me Against the World to bail him out, to make it seem as if it was Death Row Records and not Interscope.
I remember Jimmy Iovine was so mad at me. Jimmy Iovine, when I started running Death Row Records, used to do things that I know he probably wouldn't even have done for sure.
What was it about Reggie that made Jimmy like him so much, that he would do things for him that he wouldn't do for Marion?
But he did it to make it happen, to make me look good and to stay in contact with him. We did an article on him where we put, well, first we did something where we put his house on this tape that we were doing called Death Row Uncut. Yeah. And then we put the address and the direction to his house there, you know, tapping at him. The second thing we did was we did an article about him in U.S. Newsweek, where we was pretty much talking about the Dolores Tucker situation and Bob Doyle and all of that. And U.S. Newsweek was a big magazine at the time. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, and so we were going to say something bad and talk bad about him, and, you know, laying out a bunch of stuff because I had the writer come up to the prison and wrote all this stuff. Of course, the writer went back and told Jimmy all the stuff we said, and you know, Jimmy had a lot of connections then, and he got the article stopped. But he called me in the office and he said, Reggie, you know, you doing all of this to me, and you sitting right there with him because you know about it, and you ain't calling letting me know, you know, that, you know, you ain't giving me hands up to this stuff. I got to find out on my own. I said, Jimmy, wait a minute, I work for Suge Knight. I'm Suge's friend. I'm loyal to Suge. Right. And he goes, Reggie, you gonna learn one day who got the real power around here and who doesn't. And he goes, Reggie, you gonna learn one day who got the real power around here and who doesn't.
Reggie already knew that Jimmy had the real power, and Reggie knew this because Jimmy had Reggie Sr. and the Rampart cops in his pocket. Death Row Dave already let us know that Jimmy and Reggie Sr. were good buddies.
Jimmy is close personal friends with Reggie Wright Jr. Jimmy is close personal friends with Reggie Wright Sr.
Now that we know Reggie Sr. and Jimmy were close personal friends, listen to the story he tells about him insisting that Marion Knight get real police officers for Death Row's security.
A very funny story is that I insisted that they get real security. Real cops. Okay?
Not
I
the
said,
hood cops.
I said, no, this is what happened. I insisted they get real police. Because I didn't want to, I said, I just can't do this anymore. You know, it's just crazy. I come to the studio and there's all these guys and it doesn't feel like, you know.
Jimmy said he insisted that they get real police because he comes around the studio and it doesn't feel like. Then he didn't finish it. So according to Jimmy, there is no right-way security at death row yet. And he came to Marion telling him to get real cops there. This shows you Jimmy's hand in getting Tupac out of jail, and his hand in getting police officers and undercover FBI agents around him.
Yeah, man. Bingo. So, the play was, let's get him, we're going to get Tupac out. He's a larger-than-life figure.
So?
He's a larger-than-life figure. We can make a lot of money with him. As long as he plays along, stays here with us, we'll let him live. But the moment Tupac thought about leaving and taking his work with him and doing his own thing, that was the time to off him, unalive him. The plan was to unalive him from the beginning. They was going to let Tupac dictate when that was going to happen. Even the way at the highest order. Jimmy Iovine from pillar to post. That was the objective. We're going to unalive him, but we allow him to dictate. We let him choose when he wants to be unalived. Because there was no way they was going to let him leave with his royalties and his work. Being that they considered him the possibility of being the next Messiah. I know when people hear this, man, even people that are very religious, as an adult, you be like, was them just stories that was just being told? No, all this stuff is documented. It doesn't matter whether you believe or not. It's what they believe we are. Is why they do that. So from start to finish, Pac was a targeted person. Unalive man walking. This is crazy. And then Biggie, just a casualty to war. He's just a casualty. Selena, good morning. Salute to Selena. Just Bay Area. Yeah, it's not a timeout. It's a ban. If he fixes that and you do that, I would appreciate it. I will be cool as well. Okay. I ain't block you. So they must be talking about somebody else's chat. So then they take out Pac because his power, and because they thought he was the next Messiah, off the rep. But they also knew that they can make a lot of money off of him. It's all about the check. It's all about the chuckles. It's all, at the end of the day, it's all about the chuckles. As long as Tupac wasn't talking about leaving and doing his own thing, they would have kept, they would have let him rock out. They would have let him rock out. But then if he started to sway the masses with his rhetoric, they was going to take him out like that too. No different than Malcolm X. What the play should have been, and maybe, we don't know, was the fake to hit and hide Pac somewhere where he can't be found. Because maybe he might have been the Messiah. We don't know. There was always rumors that he's still alive, and that's because the people who think that those people are crazy, the conspiracy theorist people, be actually on point. Very much on point. Because what is being alleged right now was alleged back then when it first happened. Not too much further from when it happened. Like, it's crazy to relive this and hear it all again, and then for us to come to the same conclusion that many people did when it first happened. It's a cold game. Big had to lose his life because he was a casualty, man. That was crazy. And you know who offered him up? Let's not leave Diddy out of this, because it was either Diddy or him. And you see who chose who. Big probably didn't even see it coming. Big probably didn't see that. He knew something was in the works, but he didn't see that coming. That the guy he sits next to in the studio or in a car ride together or talks on that phone for hours, the person he's with every single day would offer him up like that. I don't think Big seen that coming, man. He didn't even want to go. That evening he got unalive. He didn't even want to come to Cali. He didn't even want to do that. He got talked into doing that. See, his gut was probably telling him, no, Big, don't do it. Don't do it, Big. Please, don't do it, Big. But listening to the devil, another one of them devils, Diddy. Nigga, it's either gonna be you or me, and it ain't gonna be me. Take that, bad boy. And these the people that people praise and look up to. It is what it is, man. But it's a cold game, though. We're gonna finish this out, and we're gonna end it.
Next time I go, there's real police. Next time I go, there's real police. Next time.
Oh, and to beautiful black, what is it? Beautiful black woman, beautiful black, what is her name? Let me see. Beautiful black lady. Salute to you, beautiful black lady. I appreciate you, first of all, for pulling up to my lives when I go live. I've been seeing you recently. The wrenches are an earned thing. We don't just get those out. I don't think you can be a spy for the other side, anything like that. But those have to be vetted. You know what I mean? Just don't get those out like candy. You shouldn't. There's too much going on with high stakes, you know? There's real high stakes around here. You see what just happened to Active Chucks last night. I've had a target on my back and hit once. So it comes with the territory, but yeah. Those have to be vetted. You know what I mean? Before I just get those out. But I do appreciate you pulling up though. I do. I really do. We keep rocking. I don't have no problem giving those out at all. But I got to get to know you a little bit more, you know? Let's get to it.
I go, there's real police, right? Way after it ends, I found out they were Rampart guys.
Reg already know that he worked in law enforcement. So anybody that get on the platform and say, you a police? Yes, I was, period. Now motherfucker that worked at Death Row can deny that and say he wasn't. Nobody that
or didn't know that.
Wait a minute, that was back then, that era, can't say they didn't know that we had more than one police officer in that motherfucker. We had police officers hanging out and robbing banks and shit.
No, you didn't. Don't say no shit like that.
Look at Reggie like you talking too much.
Hanging out and robbing banks and shit.
Reggie like you talking too much. Mob James, you running your mouth too much. Mob James, you telling too motherfucking much. Y'all remember what Suge said to you? I know you remember, Mob. But Reggie, you remember what he said to you? No matter what you do, Reggie, you will never be a better cop than James. That nigga said, I don't care what you do, Reggie, you will never be a better cop than Mob James. Facts.
We had police officers hanging out and robbing
Listen at him telling.
We had police officers hanging out and
So
robbing
comfortable telling right now. Telling.
I found out they were Rampart guys.
So
Reggie
what
like,
Jimmy just
hold
did
up.
right there is put the nail in Reggie's coffin whenever they're ready. Reggie has insisted that he and his father don't know who any of the Rampart cops are. Reggie claimed that he doesn't know Rafael Perez or David Mack, who have both been implicated in the killing of Christopher Wallace. Now Jimmy just said he found out that the cops working for Death Row Security were Rampart guys, and Reggie Wright Jr. is the owner of that company.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I had no idea. How am I supposed to know? I had no idea. How am I supposed to know? You know.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm not saying I'm innocent or guilty. I'm just saying that it happened.
Jimmy did this because, just like Kevin Hackey said, Reggie would be the fall guy at the end of the day. What people have to understand is that before Jimmy did this interview letting us know that he insisted that Marion get real police officers, Reggie Wright Sr. had already went on Vlad TV and told everyone that he contacted Marion Knight because there was a rumor that some of the guys in his inner circle planned on kidnapping and robbing him.
Now, you met up with Suge at one point and said that some Mob Piru guys were going to like kidnap him or rob him or something?
Well, I had gotten some information, that some of the mob guys that he was, trying to hire or work with him in Death Row were going to eventually kidnap him and rob him. So I had gotten that information. And by, knowing the guy, knowing he wasn't no hard guy, I wanted him to be aware so he can watch his back. And I did meet up with him to more or less say, you need to watch who your guys are around you because, if they don't feel as though they gonna get enough money out of you or something, they gonna rob you. That's what the word is. And that's when we met and we discussed that. And he took heed to it.
Okay.
He took heed because he offered me to be a security. And that's when I told him, half the guys that you run around with, I'm working cases on them.
Okay.
That's how that went.
And is that when your son, Reggie Wright Jr., kind of stepped in and filled that role?
Eventually, he got with Suge because, he grew up with Suge and stuff. And Reggie had started his business, security business, because he had retired from the police department because of injury, and he was setting up his security business. And then he and Suge finally talked, and then Suge hired him, as a security, and it went from there.
Everything is being watched from the basement and controlled from the basement.
What were you doing there?
I was targeting certain individuals.
Targeting them for what reason?
Bruh.
After Jimmy did that interview, Reggie Sr. knew he had to change his story a little bit.
Death Row I could talk a lot about because my son was part of that security and police thing when Death Row first started. Matter of fact, Suge and my son grew up, I lived about a block from where Suge was raised. And they both played football at Linwood. So I knew Suge long before he got involved in all this stuff. But then once all this developed and he started Death Row and stuff, he had a group of the Mob Piru guys or Lulu Park Piru guys that Suge had to hire or had part of his entourage and stuff like that. I used to call them the gangster security. Okay? But then he knowing it was getting a lot crazy in that, knowing he needed some police actual security. My son was a Compton police officer at the time, but he got hurt in an accident. Him and Suge was tight. So he got with Suge, and my son was starting a security business on his own called Right Way Security. So he got with Suge, because Suge first contacted me through Reggie.
Now, Reggie Sr. is saying that he was first contacted by Marion through his son Reggie. But on Vlad TV, he said he contacted Marion because there was a rumor that one of the mobs was going to kidnap him. Do you see the way Jimmy hung them out to dry?
Just 3 days after the awards, Tupac and others attack an LA gang member in a hotel lobby after a Mike Tyson fight in Las Vegas. Believed to be in response to an earlier assault against someone affiliated with Death Row, the attack will land Death Row head Suge Knight in jail, and according to some police reports, lead to Tupac being shot less than 3 hours later.
This is the footage of what happened to Orlando Anderson after he was jumped by Death Row. If you take a deeper look, you'll see police officers in plain clothes acting as spectators. Right here to the left of the screen, you see Reggie Wright Jr. holding his arms behind his back. Notice that no one else is standing with their arms behind their backs. That's just one of those special things that Reggie Sr. subconsciously does. The guy in the tank top, the guy in front of him, and the guy behind him are also police officers. Notice how this officer is using some kind of speaking device. If you didn't think they were all together, you can now see the officer come behind the other officer and place his hands on his shoulders. And as you can see, Reggie Wright Sr. is still standing there with his hands behind his back. Let's examine facial features real quick. As you can see on the picture to the right is a headshot of Reggie Wright Sr. You can see that he has an indentation on his face right here, which can also be seen in the picture of him on the left. He also has noticeably broad shoulders. And now, as the Las Vegas police are talking to Orlando, a guy walks up in a white suit that also has broad shoulders, like Reggie Wright Sr. Notice the police officer that is now walking behind Reggie, watching everything that's going on. After he walks past, the Reggie look-alike follows behind him with Orlando. Somebody asked Reggie to show a picture of himself the night of the murder. If he had a white suit on, then there you go. After Russell Poole released this footage, Vlad the Vulture tried to help Reggie out.
Also, there was a Harlem club owner named Zip Martin, who's in business with the Southside Crips and who splits his time between New York and LA. So one of the New Yorkers who's with Zip, this guy, is sent to get Anderson away from the cops and bring him to the food court where they can regroup.
You guys see the type of protection Reggie has? As soon as Russell Poole dropped this footage, Vlad had some clown take it and say a guy from New York walked up to Orlando Anderson and was able to take him away from the police. The other day, I was watching a Vlad video with Reggie Wright Sr. in it, and surprisingly enough, he was doing the arms behind the back pose again. Black police officers being sanctioned by the filthy rich to kill any potential black messiahs.
I would have to say David Kenner was the one that executed his final decisions and had a lot of input all the way up until he was incarcerated. And then he got depowered. And then he got depowered. And then he got depowered. And he was really starting to get depowered before he got incarcerated. And that's the reason that I really feel that he got incarcerated, because he will stop listening to David Kenner, who's been controlled by Howard Powers.
He telling you, right? Like, to the people out there that still don't fucking get it, that's what, salute the most scandalous Los Angeles TV, though. Because the way he put this together, man, you cannot not get it. And you can't clearly, you can see it. So if we can see it, you know the higher ups see it. The so-called good entities. Why y'all ain't did nothing yet? Why he still is out here being able to strike our pages? This is what we doing. And then they get mad when we take the law in our own hands. Crazy.
Howard Powers, Jimmy Iovine, and Brian Turner. Jimmy Iovine and Brian Turner. Jimmy Iovine and Brian Turner. And the court system. The court system. The court system. Yeah.
Okay, this was a massive operation. They just used Reggie Wright. What was behind it at the very top was Snoop, Dre, Jimmy Iovine, and the Deep State. Okay? Because there has been a fight for the country between the Deep State and the bad guys. And they've been trying to get control of anyone influential, any of the top black entertainers. And the people who refuse to sign off, like Whitney and Michael Jackson and Pop, they would just kill. So Reggie was just doing the work that people like David Cantor and Snoop Dogg and Dre and Iovine were doing to make sure Suge's company was not successful. You need to go higher up than Reggie. Reggie's just the fall guy.
Breaking news. Do not buy new windows if you live in Washington. Homeowners living in Washington. Zip code.
Yeah, he's the fall guy. We get that. But were we supposed to cut him some slack? Is that what we were supposed to do? Maybe he should have chose his soul. And if that cost you your life, that just cost you your life. See, that's the conversation people don't really want to have. Because at the end of the day, self-preservation seems to always win in most cases. You dig? Anyway, man, I just want to say, man, thank y'all, man, for checking this out. I know we seen this last night, man. I get it, man, but I wanted to run it again and try to get as many new eyes on it as possible. And I appreciate the regular eyes that pull up, man, every time, of course. I love it. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. No. Yeah, beautiful black lady, man. Salute to you, man. Salute to you, though. Yeah. Salute to you. But yeah, I just wanted to see how, to try to get as many eyes. Share Scandalous Los Angeles TV's his video, please. Share that bitch 3, 4, 5 times a day. Let's keep the message there. Let's get it in the algorithm. Let's see how far we can get that pushed. Don't worry about mine. Push his though. Like really share it and reshare it and find creative ways to get it out there, because man, that will help in this fight. Because there is a deeper fight, people. I think a lot of people need to choose what they want to be. Spectators or get in the game. But it ain't no, I don't even think you can afford to sit on the sidelines no more, but to each his own. You're going to do what you want to do. But I don't think you can even afford to sit on the sidelines like that no more. Get in the game or get ran over. Thank you, Selena. You're adorable. Support my bro for show. Scandalous, man. Go show my guy some love. Like, really share his page. Get creative. Share that video. Reach out to your peoples. Send them the link. Tell them it's a must listen, must watch. They must. And then ask them to politely share it. You can attract bees with honey more than you can shit. So it's how you ask, man. You say, what you getting out of it? Hopefully a better country, a better community, a brighter future for our babies. Everything is not just about us no more. especially the ones out here with kids and grandkids, and you say you love them. You can't say that and just sit on the sidelines and accept the status quo. You just can't do both. You can't no more. Either get in the game or get left. And good luck. Because this shit is nasty. And one of their biggest informants today is still out here running amok. He's still out here doing what he doing. They all gotta go. All these roaches gotta go. Yeah, man. Hold on, y'all. Then we gonna get up out of here. Now that I'm single, I have to get up and cook breakfast and stuff for myself now. That's that single life. Hey, man. Real talk, though. I hope all y'all having a great weekend to come. I hope y'all got stuff planned that you're going to do with your families, or just some self-care time for yourself. Just take this time, take this weekend and enjoy it. For me, it's a regular weekend except for Saturday. UFC, I don't even know what UFC this is, but y'all see it right there. UFC 316. Yeah, man. Sean O'Malley against what's my guy named? Venezuela. Can't remember his first name right now. His name it escapes me, but yeah. So I'll be watching UFC this Saturday. Cannot wait for it. A banger of a card. Juliana Pena goes up against what's her name? Man, I need to just pull it up. You know what I'm saying? I don't even get paid by the UFC, but you know what it is, though. You know what it is, though. UFC 316 is stacked. Yeah, this one's going to be crazy. This going to be a banger. Marab, there we go. But Marab, I don't know, man. I like Sean O'Malley. I like Sean. He got a knockout punch. He good with what he do. He said he had hip issues. I think last time they fought, it looked real easy for Delashweli. He dominated him, I think, for 5 rounds. They said it was 2-3. I don't know. I seen domination. But anyway, my man said he was injured. So he took some time out, got healed up. So it's supposed to be a different outcome with Sean this time. I'm still going to have my money with Marab. I do like Sean. I want to go with Sugar Sean. I really, really do. But, yeah, I can't, man. I can't do it. I can't do it. I wonder if it'll let me share this real quick. Let me see. Hey. That shit go. I'm going to share this real quick and I'm going to go. I ain't went live like that really all week, so I'm going to play around just a second. I got to regroup. We got to regroup. Yeah. Why is that one still playing? Hold on. I got to get out of there. All right, boom. So this was on this card right here. This card gonna be Disgraced. Yeah. And to any of my UFC lovers out there, anybody out there that watches the UFC, this is for you. Just in case you didn't know, you weren't paying attention, you weren't on it. You know what I'm saying? Juliana Pena. I think Kayla gonna whoop that ass. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think Kayla gonna whoop her ass though. That fight gonna be good. This whole card is stacked. I ain't even gonna hold you. This whole card right here is stacked. But Marab, I think Marab gonna down. I don't know. It might be a. It's gonna be a little closer than the first one, but I definitely see a finish in that fight. It went 5 rounds last time. I just don't see it happening this time. I think somebody's gonna get finished in the main card. And Kayla Harrison against Juliana Pena. That one might go 5 rounds. That one might go 5 rounds, but I'm calling it right now. First round submission by Kayla Harrison off the top. Yeah, man. Gustafson. I don't know too much about that guy right there. I know a few of these fighters I'm gonna go with because I rock with them, but if I was picking with my UFC eye, I see a lot of losses on the people that I choose, that I rock with. But anyway, that's why they fight, to really see who is who. You know what I'm saying? To really see who is who. So that's just to my UFC fans out there. That's all. Boom. So we're gonna end that right there. We're gonna do this right here. I'm gonna take one little look at the Chizat. And I'm gonna get the hell up out of here, man, because I'm hungry, man. Real man, way, man. Hey, y'all think Aaron the plumber really did what he said he did? I know. He just told me that. Yeah. Period. Very uncomfortable. Yeah. That's crazy though. That's crazy how they do that like that. Lil, we cool, but you trust anybody. You can't trust anybody these days. Hey, I ain't gonna argue with you there. Is 4Extra still fighting the fighter? I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm gonna tell you like this. I really hope them brothers go get that bag though. Yeah, I really do. I hope they go get that bag. I would hope that they not stupid enough to miss that bag. You know what I'm saying? Because they not going to sit around forever and wait to decide if you niggas going to really step into that ring. Sometimes, please, offer me what? I think the highest, I think I heard Aaron the plumber say he was offered was $100 million for that fight he's about to, I think he's already about to fight, if I'm not mistaken, right? You know what I mean? I think he's already fighting, but I don't have the star power like they do, but I'll take a 20-30 ball to get it there. But it would have to be a mixed martial art type of fight. It can't just be boxing for me. You know what I mean? I think I'm with Rich Trapper on that. You know what I mean? We talking about mutual combat. We should be able to use all tools available outside of sticks, guns, weapons, period. Your arms, your feet, your elbows, your head. All that's a weapon that you should be able to use. Arm bars, etc. Rear naked chokes, whatever you get your person into, that's what you get your person into. And I think that's fair fighting for me. So anything like that, 20-30,000, sign me up. Got to be the same weight class, though. You know what I mean? I'm like Shook. I don't want to be picking on no little kids. That nigga told Whack. He said, no, you wasn't the driver. Your feet couldn't touch the pedal. And I ain't about to be sitting there picking on no little kids. Nigga, that nigga had me dying when he said that shit. I said, this nigga should. That nigga be high bars still popping it. Yo, whatever you say, whatever you want to say about Suge, my nigga, they had to cheat him to beat him. Yeah, they had to cheat him to beat him. Facts. They had to cheat him to beat him. Who got a gym membership yesterday? Let's get it. Yeah, I need to get back in shape though. I need to get back in a little bit better shape. I think I got a good 3 to 5 minutes after that. If I ain't got his ass up out of there, it's gonna be a long night for me. It's gonna be a long night. I smoke and shit, you know what I mean? Gotta kill that. With 3 to 5 minutes, oh yeah. You gonna get it. You gonna get the best of me. I've been in some fights. You go down, you get down dirty sometimes. Beautiful black lady, I have a feeling you be fighting. I had a feeling. You look cray. Yeah, you look cray. I guarantee. I think you get out. You knocking them out, huh? Pulling the hair, all that shit. You play dirty boxing. Stick your fingernails in the girl eyes and everything. You probably be fighting niggas too. You probably fight them both. You ain't never scared. I smoke too much. I need a cardio. Yeah, me too, Cameron. Me too, my guy. Yeah, that's why I can't wait to get back to get to Cali, get back home, so I can get back on my program. For whatever reason, as soon as I hit the soil, I feel like I'm back in the county jail. Like, okay, here we go. Here go L.A. County, the old county. I'm in Twin Towers. Program, nigga, program. But I can't wait. I'm gonna hit the ground running. I need a gym partner. I need a couple of gym partners. I don't give a fuck how many we get. We gonna be doing content from the gym. We gonna get active at the gym. We about to reverse on these niggas. For real though. Yeah. And groceries too expensive, so I ain't gotta worry about overeating this shit right now. You know, groceries is it's like damn near $180 for 12 eggs now. Like, god damn, what kind of chickens are these? $6 for eggs. The fuck kind of chickens you niggas got? God damn, nigga, I didn't want the bougie chicken eggs. I just wanted regular nigga run-of-the-mill eggs, nigga. Where them eggs at? Where the 230? Give me the bird, you know, the 230 bird. Don't give me that. I don't want the caviar eating bird, nigga. I don't need that bird. Because them nigga eggs don't taste no different than the nigga eggs. So, I don't know why eggs is damn near. You can go bankrupt buying eggs. Nigga, I ain't made deviled eggs in 5 years because of the price of eggs. Nigga can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? Can't afford to make deviled eggs no more. Easter, definitely buying the plastic eggs. Nigga, please. You got to make life decisions on Easter. Because you can't afford to buy regular eggs no more. And if you do, you damn sure better make sure them kids eat them. You know what I'm saying? You want scrambled eggs, you better cut them bitches up, warm them up, throw them in a pot, scramble them. Eggs is too expensive. Milk, nigga, you shouldn't even be drinking milk. Y'all know that? You know you ain't supposed to be drinking milk? Sherm like a nigga who just ate a bowl of cereal just now. Sherm a cereal eating ass nigga. Captain Crunch eating ass nigga. Yeah, Sherm, we know what you do. Michael Hawkins, what's your favorite cereal, Mike? Fruity Pebbles? What's your favorite? Nah, you give me a Frosted Flake type vibe, Mike. I don't know why. Selena, she like Cheerios. Yeah, she give me a Cheerio vibe. Steffi, I don't know, Steph. What kind of cereal Steffi be eating? She like Steffi give me that I like Special K with the strawberries in it kind of vibe. Did I get it? You don't eat eggs or milk, so we could never get along. Because I love me a good omelet. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not ashamed to say it. I like me a scramble. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not ashamed. I like me occasional French toast with an egg in it, in the batter. I'm not ashamed. Steffi said, wait a minute, hold up. Fruit Loops and Frosted Flakes. I think somebody in the chat lying, man. And bananas and strawberry. I knew strawberry. I knew something. I knew it. God damn it, I knew it. Lou from the Lou say no milk if it ain't from the tatas. From the tatas. Yeah, I heard that. All right, we're gonna pick everybody's favorite snack, and then we're gonna hit it. Cameron's favorite snack, of course, honey bun. I got him. I got you, Cameron, honey bun. Michael Hawkins, he's a fruit snack kind of guy. Selena's favorite snack is them chips that taste like vegetables. She like the vegetables, potato chips, or popcorn with extra, with the special seasoning. I just have a hunch that she likes her some popcorn with the special seasoning. Just Bay Area. Oh shit, Pop-Tarts. He love her. That's what I don't know if that's a man or a female. I'ma just say you like you a good Pop-Tart. Steffi, she say she'll eat her a bag of Chex or some trail mix. You like some trail mix. Don't front on the trail mix. D Twins, policy, sunflower seeds. That's my guy. I know he do. The ranch flavor, huh? I know. I fuck with them too. No matter, yeah, I rock with them. We on the same page with that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh. Oh shit. What did I say? I didn't even catch that, Mike. That's funny. Hilarious. I didn't even catch that. All right, so Mike, damn, I can't even say that. Well, that's not. Mike, he like sunflower seeds, like me and D Twins. He like the barbecue kind. But we can say that one. The ranch, that's me and my guy. We only do the ranch. You know what I'm saying? We know what's up with you. Popcorn with the chili powder and the lemon. I knew it. Selena can't play with me. Psychic around this summer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I know what's up. I know what y'all liking out here. I see what y'all putting down. Let me see. What happened to this beautiful black lady out here? Cause I don't know if I called her snack yet. I love a good fight. Girl, we talking about snacks right now. You talking about fighting. God damn, ketchup. Mustard? Ketchup mustard. You know. So we're gonna go down there. We're gonna do it like this. We're gonna do it like this. At the barbecue. Just Bay Area. Favorite thing at the barbecue is the barbecue baked beans. And I'm only talking side dishes here, not main course. We're going to do the main, we're going to do the meat, and then we out of here. Let's do the sides. I'm trying to predict this. Just Bay Area like them baked beans. Steffi like that potato salad. Some tell me that she like that potato salad. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. Now, Selena, as far as the side, depends on which barbecue she at, but either one, if they got flan, she gonna eat the flan. If it's good, she's fucking with the flan all day. That's a side. D Twins like the potato salad. He do, but the collard greens hit more better for him. See, that's my guy. I know these things. Michael Hawkins side dishes that. I'm gonna give you the cornbread. We gotta toughen you up. We gotta toughen you because you said we hit you with too much fruity shit. But ain't corn considered a fruit too? God damn! Fucking up. We're gonna give you macaroni and cheese, all right, Mike? You got mac and cheese, my guy. You love you some mac and cheese. Jonas! Oh shit, Jonas, what's your side? What's your favorite side? You know what, Jonas? You sound like you like that what's that? What's the salad, man? It's cold. It got the noodles and the Italian dressing in it, and I can't stand it because it's too acidic. The noodle salad, whatever they call that shit, that's Jonas. Jonas, that's your favorite side at the barbecue. Who else we got on here, man? I think I got everybody, man. Did I get it right? Hey, collard greens, green beans. I'm gonna give Jonas the green beans. Lou say he like the peas and carrots. You are not invited to the cookout, my guy. Lou, you are not invited to the cookout. Pasta salad. There it is, Cameron. That sounds like that might be Cameron's. My side are rice and mac and cheese or beans. Absolutely. Now, your favorite meat at the barbecue. We gotta end it on top with your favorite meat. And I'm gonna go from the bottom up. Jonas just popped in. I fucks with any new. I knew it. I'm 1 out of 9. I got this though. Look, I'm working it. Classic Mag Dre line. Yeah. Greens, I need raisins in my salad. Get Lou out the goddamn chat. Time him out until tomorrow till he get his shit together. Because right now, Lou ain't acting like he from the Lou. That nigga Lou acting the Lulu on everything. What that nigga just say?
Pork butt.
Get that nigga some pork butt on the plate immediately. Cause he is bugging. Sit him down in front of a bowl of chitlins until he get his shit together. God damn, Lou, what the fuck is you talking about? Raisins, nigga. I don't even want raisins in my brand. No pun intended. You know what I'm talking about? But look, chips. That I'ma give Lenny. If she was in here, I'd give her the chips. She seemed like the type that is like the chips at the barbecue. She eat the chips at the barbecue. If we talking meats, and we gonna close on meats. Jonas seems like I don't know why. You like a good barbecue lobster tail. A good barbecue lobster tail for Jonas. Selena, you know what she like. The corny asada on the grill. Ay, that pastor. Ay, yee. I do too, by the way. Hey, give me that. You know, we I don't know if you ain't, to those that ain't from Cali, man, I ain't been there in a while. It's been so long, but I'm assuming that they still do. But like, a girl I used to date, a lot of her coworkers were Hispanic, and when they would have a function and they wanted to do food, they would hire, the taco truck or the taco guy or the taco lady, and they come set up and do their shit. And my God, when I tell you that shit right there was the best shit ever on earth. When I get home, I think I need to order that service if it's still available immediately. And they come and they set it all up, man, and they whatever it is that you pay for, they hook it up right on the spot, make it, serve the people, the whole shit. Well, oh my God, it's the best shit on earth. Corny asada, always. You got me. That ain't my favorite, but it's up there. It depends on what barbecue I'm going to, right? If I'm going to my Brown Brothers barbecue, definitely give me the corny asada and give me the pastor or some chicken. The usual suspects. I'm cool on the lamb and the tongue. I forgot what they call the tongue. I'm good on that. So I gotta go so we can go. All right. And I love me some good taquitos. Meat. Lou from the Lou. His favorite meat at a barbecue is beef ribs. You got me giving you all the tough shit now, bro. I don't even believe that. Lou from the Lou. His favorite, man, he said he wanted raisins so Lou from the Lou, his favorite meat at the barbecue is a hot dog. You got the hot dog, my brother. Steffi Weffy, her favorite meat at a barbecue. If I said it, you would think I was being. So I'm gonna go around that. I'm gonna give you pork ribs. I think you might not eat pork though. I take that back. Favorite meat at the barbecue. I'm gonna give you a burger too. You probably eat a burger because I'm assuming a lot of y'all don't eat pork on here. See, I love me a pork rib. I love me a good hot link. It gotta be hot. Gotta be spicy. It gotta be popping. I do like me some occasional chicken on the grill, but that's so plain. It's bland. It is what it is. But those are like my top three. Hamburgers and all that. Hot dogs come in last. Cool on all that. Give me some ribs or some rib tips or some burnt ends. Give me some barbecue burnt ends, and I'm good, y'all. I'm good. I don't mess with. I know, Steffi, I call myself, my apologies. I love my smoker. I got a smoker, and I'm going to probably have to leave. I'm going to leave it. They can have it. I ain't going to do it. Cornitas. Yeah. Yeah, that's the cow tongue, right? I remember I got some food from, what's the name of that Mexican spot in Downey, man? They make these big-ass wet burritos. These bitches are huge. And that's a number one thing I like at a Mexican restaurant is a wet burrito. Nachos is number 2. Believe it or not, tacos are number 3. If I can get what I like, wet burrito off the top. But what's the name of that place in Downey? Oh my God, they make the biggest wet burritos, like the chili cheese container size, and they fill it up with a big ass burrito, and they put whatever it is that you want on it, and they ladle that red sauce on it. Oh my God, with the cheese. Fuck. I'm hungrier now. Anyway, I ordered one from there, and they gave us 2 plates, and we knew that we didn't pay for the second plate, and we thought we was being slick, so we didn't say nothing. We just left with the double plate, and we seen it was tacos, and we bit that shit, and we called back and asked them, "Oh, we got somebody's plate by mistake. And my people bit one of the tacos. What kind of meat was that?" And they told us it was cow tongue. Well, the way we was throwing up outside the window of the car on the freeway going home was, we could have died. It was diabolical. Because we seen the little bumps, the little bumpy shit on it. I mean, what the fuck is that? I don't know, but we hungry. It look good. Just bite it. Just see what it tastes like. That shit was all good until we found out what the fuck it was. Nigga was spitting that shit out the window 15 minutes. Yo, salute to my cousin too, because that was his dumb ass. Anyway, man, I don't need no Blue Chew. That's what a nigga don't need. Why they keep doing that? Why they keep showing me Blue Chew ads? Is that because a nigga might watch occasional porno or something? Could that be what? Is that what that is? Is that because a nigga will watch occasional porno from here and there? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Salute to my couples out there that make their own movies. Salute to y'all though. You dig? Salute to y'all though. Them was good days. Can't wait to get back to them. But don't say nothing. Don't show nobody. It ain't nobody's business. Don't smut your teammate even if they smut you. You dig? We gonna get up out of here, man. Salute to Scandalous Los Angeles TV. Salute to Active Chucks, man. It sucks that they got a strike. I might even get hit with one, but it's okay. That's the way it goes. We definitely will fight it, and we ain't gonna go laying down for it either. So prepare yourself for that. It might reverse like it did. What's his face? Snoopy Badass and the Blues and Y'all channel forever. And I do think that's why John is trying to get from up under you secretly, but that's another story for another day. I just want to say love. I want to show love and say I love everybody. That's in my chat. All the people that support my channel, man, I really got nothing but love for y'all, man, from the bottom of my heart, man. I really do. I appreciate every single one of y'all, man. Have a great weekend, man. Be safe, man. Stay dangerous. And tell somebody something positive, man. Do something positive for somebody. It don't need to be Monday. Just do something positive for somebody. Make somebody's day. But until then, man, I'll catch y'all on the next slide that I do don't know when that's going to be, but it will be soon. You dig what I'm saying? Peace. I'll catch y'all on the other end. Stand on the media. Let's get it.
Thank you.